Welcome back to the Legend of Zelda playthrough. We are now in level 4. Out of, how many was there again? 9? Yeah, there's a total of 9 levels, and there's 9 whole dungeons in this entire game. And I believe our prize right there was a key. Might as well try. Anyways, on to the next available room, which is over here. I have no idea what these guys are called, but they usually split off into like 2 red bats. Usually. If you get the magical sword, you can strike them down with 1 hit. An interesting set of enemies. There's another key that we might or might not use. You got to imagine, if I am playing the game this way, do you think that Link has like some sort of like a giant key ring with like 20 different keys, with like 20 keys that look like the same exact thing? He's like, I wonder which key should I use? I guess this one. Well, there goes that key. Anyways, let's go do this door. Alright, I believe there was nothing in that room in particular besides that. Yeah, this is where the candle really starts kicking in. I believe this is the... It's a really always shaped room. No wait, not always shaped room. It's an always shaped dungeon. Each dungeon in this game has some sort of shape to it. Actually, now that I think about it, all dungeons have these odd shapes. After this game, it takes the shape of something. After this game, it's usually just, you know, a dungeon. It's just random. Ah! Likes. These, pancake-looking monster things right here, these things are called likes. They eat your magical shield. They won't eat your wind shield, though, but they eat your magical shield. Ah, the step ladder! Step ladder is going to be really useful. No, that's all you need to know about likes. There's nothing else fancy about them. They just eat your magical shield. Actually, I think they do like some sort of damage, but yeah. Anyways, the step ladder. I am demonstrating the usefulness of it. Basically, it allows you to step over 1 edge or 1 tile of water. After that, well, you're basically on your own. It's also kind of picky because you can't really, It's also kind of picky because if you do step on it, you have to step, like, you cannot go to the side. Oh, hello, Manhandler. Whoa, that was weird. Oh, that's me hitting Manhandler with the sword. Okay, I see what's going on. There we go. I believe that was a mini-boss. Yeah, from here on out, whatever bosses you face might appear as a mini-boss. Anyways, here's a secret room that you can find. Complete with 4 different ways. 4 different cracks in the wall. No, I knew what the look was. As a matter of fact, here it is. I just don't know what it's supposed to be. What is this supposed to represent? Like a man kneeling and praying? Is that what it is? Well, what I was trying to get at earlier was that the stepladder is sometimes picky, and you only have to go one way. And other times, that's not the case. But yeah, what is that map supposed to be in the shape of? A guy praying? Is that it? In case you can't really tell by the way how some things look, Miyamoto's original idea for this game was that, the main religion of The Legend of Zelda was supposed to be Christianity, which is why there are a good number of things that have crosses on them and such. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is what this shape of a map is supposed to be, but... Ow. But, please, somebody, in the comments section, tell me, what is this shape supposed to be? Because I have no idea what it is. It's nowhere near being a snake. I know that much, it's not a snake. Actually, there is a snake-shaped dungeon. But, this one is not a snake, I can tell you that much. This one is not a snake. Walk into the waterfall. Merry Christmas, you get a different present. He was a good old man. Alright? He was a good old man. He gets fire instead of bombs. Wink. The bad Santa. Yeah, believe it or not, I was actually still laughing at that horrific joke. Okay. Oh, right, I have to push something. Here we go. And here's our next boss, the dragon? Well, this thing releases, demons if you manage to attack it. If you manage to defeat one of its heads, but the boss shouldn't be way too difficult. Anyways, now that we got a 4th Triforce piece, and actually the water is supposed to be. How should I put it? It's supposed to have, like, random dots? But the way how the emulator placed it is kind of irksome. Anyways, that's where you could get your blue and red potions. It costs you money, though, so... Just because you showed the blue weather doesn't really mean that you're going to get free medicine. What's this supposed to be? America? Huh? No, no. No, far from it. Here, you gotta pay for everything, including the air you breathe. The air you breathe. Is that a, Dave the Barbarian reference? Yeah, it is. The air tax. In the TV Disney cartoon Dave the Barbarian, it's not on anymore, but if you do manage to find the cartoon, there is at some point a woman is complaining about this air tax, and it turns out that she has to pay for tax for the air that she breathes. So I believe we're going to get the food, now that we have the arrows. Believe it or not, the food is actually required. But as I was trying to say, there is an episode where Candy is doing her usual business as a princess because the parents are away adventuring. And she is dealing with complaints from the villagers. Well, one of the villagers was complaining about this air tax, and she's also doing this really wheezing voice because she hasn't paid her tax yet, which apparently enough is 1 gold coin. I suppose it's kind of like $2.50. Yeah, so here you can get the magical shield for a much more cheaper price instead of like what was it? I think it was like $190. That's also where you can get that's also where you can get the meat at a much more expensive price. So if you have like a ton of rupees but you don't know what to spend it on, you can always get the food there. $100 meat. That must be some prime grade A steak right there. Jesus. If you ever have to go to like the grocery store and steak is like $20, that better be one damn good of a steak. Because that's a lot of money for one piece of steak. Well, one piece of steak. You know, steak is usually quite expensive in the first place, but if it's quite expensive in the first place. I think the lowest amount was like $1.50 or something like that. But no, if you're spending like well over $8 for one piece of steak, that better be like a piece. That steak better taste like heaven, because that is way too expensive. $5, I say, would be the max. Anyways, that's our next heart container. All we have to do is just use the step ladder that we got from the 4th dungeon. I think I can get the magic sword at this point. The magic sword. It's a very lost sword. Usually in the Legend of Zelda series, you usually associate the most powerful sword of all time being the Master Sword. Is that what the magic sword is supposed to be? Like, I know this was like long before The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which I believe is the Master Sword's first appearance. I don't remember having to get the Master Sword at all in Legend of Zelda 2. The Adventures of Link. We'll get to that eventually. Eventually. Eventually, as soon as I actually beat the game. I was forced to having to restart the entire game because I forgot to... Because I was so confused on what to do to get the lightning spell, and yet I went on to try and deal with the final dungeon without getting the final spell, which was required. So I go, that's fucking bullshit. I essentially soft-locked myself. Ugh. The Lost Woods, which is where we are at now, is quite easy to navigate. Basically you go in a omega symbol. You go left, up, left, down, left. If you picture it in your head, it really does look like a squarish omega symbol. It's left, down, left. Yeah, that's like the omega symbol, just in block form. Move that particular kind of grave, and you will get the magic sword if you have the amount of hearts that I have right now. I believe that is a new dungeon. I don't know if it's number... No, wait a second, I remember where number 5 is, yeah. It's the place that we were constantly running into earlier. Which one? It's the place that was constantly repeating no matter where you go except for left. You could go up, down, and right. You'll always wind up at the same spot. You'll always wind up at the same spot, but if you go left, you go back to where you entered the area in the first place. So we're going to head up there now. I believe it's over here. What you have to do is that you need to go up the stairs a certain number of times. So that way, as soon as you enter the staircase, right here actually, if you go up the staircase, all you have to do is just hold up. And eventually enough, you'll get to the staircase. I believe one more screen should do it. Yep, there it is.